Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tech Billy 83. Coming to you from the generator shed on the Techstead. A Techstead is a homestead where we rely on a lot of technology, more so than what the Amish would approve of. So that's what we got going on here. Alright, let's get right into it. So the other video there, this is a generator, automatic generator update video. The other video, I had talked about some thinking that I had to do for the fuel system. So I thought about it a little bit, and I seem to have figured it out. So I'm using CSST, I think that's corrugated stainless steel tubing. And basically that's an appliance whip. It's coming around to the regulator. That's the demand regulator up there that when the engine starts cranking and the movement of the pistons starts sucking air, it creates a little bit of vacuum on that regulator and opens the regulator in concert with the electric solenoid valve. That's kind of like a safety valve there. So our fuel supply line is coming through the wall of the shipping container. We got a little shut-off valve there with a union in case we have to service any of that in the future. A couple videos ago I showed you mounting the generator. I got some D-rings up there for safety cables that are going to come down and mount to the body of the generator itself. Probably one to the alternator, one to the engine. Up on the, you see the little lifting tab there. Kind of right up there, that little thing sticking up above the dipstick there on the other side of the cylinder. That's for lifting, so I'm probably going to put a safety strap from the ceiling down just in case. Because you know, I have all the faith in these nylon lock nuts. There is our voltage box. So you see I got some wiring going on in there. We got our two hots and our neutral. I have yet to do the grounding and bonding, so don't worry about that. This here is a 18 gauge 8 conductor cable that's going to be used to hook up all that stuff. So remember the last time I said that something was wrong in there? Well, when I took that all apart and took the wire nuts out, some of those wires got corroded. So I think that's why we ended up with our crank no start after a few rainstorms. So all the guts from that are going to go in here. So I got to figure that out. Alright, so now we gotta climb up, gain some elevation here. Yep. So there we go. So I upgraded the wiring for the diesel, the 30 kilowatt there. So this is like a 150 amp rated terminal block. So these are all of the neutral and the hots from the diesel generator. That goes down into that guy. And then passing through we have the hots, neutral, and ground from the transfer switch, those colored cables there. And then the ground from the diesel I just kind of left for now. I'm probably going to end up putting some sort of bus bar or grounding strip or something in there to ground and bond everything correctly. Got a 40 amp breaker in there, and we got that all landed, and everything's hooked up. So really the only thing left to do here is I got to put a DIN rail in here and some DIN terminal blocks and land all these command and control wires from the transfer switch on there. And then this 8 conductor cable is going to be what's going to carry it the rest of the way down and in, because I just didn't have enough slack. You can see the ends of the cables there. I didn't have enough slack to come down and up back through the Liquidite there, that flexible conduit. There wasn't enough. It ended like halfway into the conduit, and I was like, damn it! So that's why I got that 8 conductor cable. So it's the same gauge. It'll work just fine, and we just need to, you know, like I said, take the guts out of that thing, transfer them into here. I'm going to have to make a new cover plate for this and put the auto stop manual switch on there, the 3-way switch to control the generator and, you know, the system fuse and all that stuff. Ended up putting just a regular off-the-shelf square D breaker in there. So we're not going to have that other breaker with the safety feature that, you know, if it trips, it shorts the ignition circuit and shuts it down. You know, the diesel don't have it, never did, so I don't think we got to worry about it. I mean, it was a nice feature, but, you know, the amount of nonsense I was going to have to go through, plus the space that I was going to take up into this enclosure right here, I was like, heck with it. We'll just use an off-the-shelf breaker. Other thing I was doing, you'll see I got the air filter out here, and I was working on the air box on top of the carburetor there, but the issue that I'm having is now that I put the correct, or I should say the better fuel line in there and got rid of the rubber that just, you know, right next to the hot muffler and everything, you know, the rubber just gave me the warm fuzzies. Not. So now that I got a metal fuel line with all the 1/2-inch flared fittings and all that stuff in there, lo and behold, the filter enclosure, so the air box that goes on top of the carburetor, don't fit no more. So I think what I'm going to have to do is get the industrial remote air filter, which it kind of, let me get this out of the way, it kind of resembles that. So it's got an adapter that goes on the carb, and it's got that big, you know, cylindrical body with a cartridge air filter that goes in there. So I'm just going to have to get that and attach that, and there should be enough room between that and the muffler, hopefully. Please God, please. Anyway, got that cleaned up. That's a lot better. I just got to do a little bit of wiring here, and then you know, get all this command and control, and then we got to actually you know, come over here and you know, actually attach all the wiring to the engine, and then add a 12-volt battery. That's actually a better job than what the factory had. They just had a grommet. They had a rubber grommet in the knockout hole on the back of that rubber, or back of that metal cabinet there, the enclosure. You see, that's the hole from it, and they just had a rubber grommet in there. So I put a 3/4-inch conduit fitting in there. Basically, it's acting as a bushing. It's a lot better. I'm happy with it. So are you, whether you know it or not. Yeah, so I need to kind of get all that stuff in there, and then come out the back here. I'm probably going to have to drill a new hole, because this hole is actually in the way of the threaded rod, or vice versa. So probably drill a new hole, and I'm going to come out with some wire loom, some split tube wire loom, and, you know, craft a new wiring harness for this whole thing, and that should be good. The other thing that I got to remember to do is reposition the pull start, the recoil there, reposition that with the handle more toward us, so that if I had to, I could grab onto it and yank it this way, and you know, manually start this engine. Hopefully, maybe. I mean, this thing's a beast, so I doubt you'd be able to actually pull start it. I think I tried once, and I was like, yeah, funny, haha. I got some rubber isolator mounts up there for the fuel line. The other thing I got to do is I need to bridge the front and the back strut. And you see how the whole thing is kind of shaky. So I need to bridge the front and back and give that more rigidity before I can start it. That's about it. I'll run around the outside here real quick. Show you the fuel system on the outside, and then that'll do it for this video. So we're coming through here, and we got our where to go? Oh, there it is. Our temporary high pressure regulator. I do have a full size one that's going to go on a 100-pound tank, and you know, do that properly. Alright, so we got our black iron pipe on the outside here, a condensate trap and there's our second stage regulator. And temporary straps. I'm probably at some point going to undo that, lift it off the wall a little bit, and then put some strut on there. I'll weld strut to the container and then put actual pipe straps on the strut in there. And then I'll call that a day. So that's about it. It's coming along. Today is Monday, Memorial Day, September 1st. So happy Labor Day. Or did I say Memorial Day? I don't even know what the hell is going on here. It's Labor Day. You know, it's the day we get off from laboring for the man so that we can labor for ourselves and catch up on everything. So happy Labor Day to everybody. I'm actually off tomorrow. I took tomorrow off, so did the Sprout. So hopefully, maybe I can get this thing running tomorrow. I got to drill some holes, you know, bolt together some strut there, and then connect a full propane tank, and then do a leak test on all the black iron that I just put together, and you know, wire up the wiring harness and all the stuff, and then reset the transfer switch and see what it does. So look forward for another video tomorrow, I think. Yeah, hopefully. Makes sense, I think. Anywho, happy Labor Day, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Catch you later. Bye.